Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you had a wonderful Merry Christmas and were able to celebrate with family and friends. Shout out to all of the 19 cousins who did hop online and actually see the short 4-minute Merry Christmas video I did yesterday and commented as well. I am going through all those comments. I've read most of them. I do want to respond to as many as I can because I do appreciate it. It might take me a couple days or not to go through and do a few here or there when I can, but I really do appreciate it. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. But we're gonna dig into some fun here. But before we get into this, I just want to show you something to follow up. You all, well, hopefully you all, right, saw the video I did the other day on Caitlin Clark, AP Female Athlete of the Year. Shout out to Amy for this. So Candace, as in Candace Parker, reposted this on her story. Rebecca Lobo was interviewed in the article. Who's left? And of course, the one previous player that has won this award and has not yet acknowledged Caitlin Clark is our very, very dear friend, the one with the kind heart, the anti-Grinch, Cheryl Swoops. I'm sure she will be congratulating Caitlin Clark sometime soon. Maybe she should go on the Gilbert Arenas podcast and ask for the criteria for qualifying for the award and why didn't Asia Wilson win it? But if that happens, I will let you know because I'm sure I will have some thoughts. Now, I want to play this video for you. It's only about a minute. She says a lot, so I'm going to have to probably stop it a couple of times or I'm just not going to remember everything. But as many of you know, I started saying this a while back, man, I don't know, like mid-season maybe, where there became this thing whenever the media talked about Caitlin Clark in a positive light, it would be Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, or if they're talking about the ratings and so forth, and the new viewership for the WNBA, it was the rookie class, right? They'd switch it up from Caitlin and Angel to the rookie class, and then things became Caitlin Clark and Asia Wilson, and of course the flip side of that is there became a growing movement that every time Caitlin Clark spoke she had to shout out every single player that's ever played in the WNBA and tell us how wonderful they were before she can say what she's going to say. And it's just this really odd thing that, none of us have ever seen in sports before. So this is a Locked On Women's Basketball podcast. Gigi Spear and Madeline Kenny here talking. And yeah, so let's take a listen. This will be interesting.
I mean, the most obvious one is Caitlin Clark. I mean, there are other stars that have obviously risen to the occasion this season, and people that were, up in that star tier with her, like Paige and Juju, obviously.
Um, Paige and Juju have never been up there in the star sphere with Caitlin Clark. I understand that that's something that the really, really hard on pushing, which I think just adds a whole lot of extra pressure to Paige and Juju to live up to that because eventually at some point, if you don't get those fans and you don't play basketball to the level necessary to be continue to be compared with Caitlin Clark, that is just a lot of pressure for a young lady to take. Even a very, very old college player like Paige Becker's now in her 9th season. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Although she is what, 23? In her 5th, 23, and it's the first. Well, I guess the first semester just ended, but still, I'm saying she's not a young college player. But anyway, let's keep going.
But you know what Caitlin Clark has done for the game, in addition to a lot of other players, and Angel Reese gets thrown into that conversation. I even think about the women that were in the early ages of the WNBA: Cheryl Swoops, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, all of those. Lindsay Whalen. The list goes on and on. There's a lot.
This has become pathological. This is almost like a condition. This is some sort of mental illness. It's like like a Caitlin Tourette's, or I don't know, a Haitlin Tourette's, maybe. I mean, this is wild. She just went through almost every single thing I said, right? It was Caitlin Clark, and then we have to put Angel Reese in there. And then it was, hey, let me go back to the very beginning of the WNBA and shout out all of those players. What does that have to do with the moment with Caitlin Clark right now? This is absolutely wild. And they all do it. And it's like they heard everyone else do it. They've been programmed. It's like, here's what you have to say. And they just repeat it unthinkingly.
It wasn't just Caitlin Clark.
It was, in fact, just Caitlin Clark. And everything points to that.
But I think this era of social media and what she was doing, she shoots a lot of threes. It's kind of
She doesn't shoot a lot of threes. She plays the game in a way and shoots threes in a way that women woman has ever done before her, and that is a big reason that she has the fan base she has. Now, once people watch her and see her shoot those threes, and then they want to see her play again, and they start noticing and appreciating that she does a lot of things in a way that no one else has done before in the women's game. Her basketball IQ is off the charts. She throws full length passes that no one else can throw. Just everything about her game is different. And then, of course, they also see how Caitlin Clark conducts herself, how she treats her fans, and they appreciate that as well. It is not, oh, she shoots a lot of threes. This is basketball nowadays. They all shoot a lot of threes. You even have some like Sabrina who make a good number, who are good shooters. Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, but no one does it like Caitlin Clark shoots a lot of threes.
reminiscent in some ways of Steph Curry. It's a lot of the modern game. And so I think that's kind of what makes her so exciting and so electric. And, obviously that's the biggest difference is she's not here this season. But, she obviously plays in the WNBA now, so she's not gone for long.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's like I don't know, what do we call it? A hostage video, a humiliation ritual? I mean, I don't know what it is. All go through every time they talk about Clark. Every single one of them recites variations of this nonsense. I don't know when they're going to get that they aren't God and they can't tell anyone who to like or watch. The people chose Caitlyn. That's what it is. Move on and cry about it somewhere else. Yes, 100%. And that's where I go back to the manufactured nonsense with like Paige and Judo, which has nothing to do with them. Please, I always inevitably get comments on why are you hating on Paige? Why are you hating? This isn't about them. It's about how the media is trying to portray them because of their dislike for Caitlin Clark. They literally talk about it in depth in the podcast. They don't realize this stuff happens organically and continue to try to force it. 100% goes back to college. They could barely get Cece's name before someone would shout Angel Reese. Then it was Juju. It is almost an illness. I think it is an illness. And I want to read this because this isn't a funny one. This is just spitting facts, though. When Magic and Bird saved the league, I don't remember anyone making sure they mentioned Russell, Chamberlain, etc. I mean, even the player who became the logo wasn't mentioned. We knew they were good, but it had nothing to do with Bird and Magic saving the league. Let me know if you knew who the logo was. Let me know in the comments below. But again, that is 100% true. It is insane mentioning these other players, but zero of them have come close to equaling what CC22 has accomplished. There's no one close to have ever excited a fan base or even created a fan base like Caitlin Clark. No one else, others built a foundation. It's so dumb. They can't just let the superstar be the superstar. There you go. Let the superstar be the superstar. Doesn't sound doesn't sound like she was locked on to anything. Well played. I like that. What can I say? I like dumb, simple humor like that. Caitlin Clark, as well as Angel Reese here, damn. It's so weird, and I've been watching sports for a long time. Yeah, I won't go through any more. But that was kind of my thought. It's just so weird. And speaking of, because I want to flip this because it goes the other way too, or I should say it doesn't go the other way too, which just helps to expose all the nonsense, right? Here's Nike basketball, which basically posted nothing about Caitlin Clark all season long. I think they did they post, I think they posted something about rookie year, but basically everything Caitlin Clark did, right? Now, I know the number's been going out there of 62 is like the official number of records. I don't know what it is. I mean, because there was just so much stuff. But we know Caitlin Clark had a year like no other. We know she set a gazillion records. She's completely changed everything, attendance and all that. And Nike basketball ignored it. So let me just show you recently, right? Let's go back to December 21st. Juju is giving the defense nightmares before Christmas. Again, Nike basketball never tweeted out anything about what Caitlin Clark might have been doing in the middle of a game. The biggest college game is being played on the court right now, not the field. And then like this, going into that game, the anticipation is finally over. Pay attention to this, folks. Tell me this is not a disgusting diss. The future of hoops is about to hit the floor, and that was for the game between UConn and USC with Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers. The future of hoops. Caitlin Clark just finished her rookie year. Let that sink in. Her rookie year. She is younger than Paige Beckers. Oh man, but that's the future of hoops because see, it doesn't go the other way. We can completely ignore Caitlin Clark and elevate other players and try and manufacture stars. But and then there was also just one more thing, just that AP Female Athlete of the Year award, right? You know what the WNBA did? They simply reposted the AP article. That's all they did. And they just don't get it. I mean, look, I tried to watch a WNBA game before Caitlin Clark arrived, and on its own, this is not me, on its own, my TV would just keep flipping to the home shopping network for a little bit of excitement. I mean, it was absolutely wild. But yes, I did just laugh at my own joke. Deal with it. Um, But let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this. And do you think it will ever end? Do you think it's so ingrained that no matter what happens, that even when the Clark fan base completely takes over the WNBA and in 3 or 4 years, they're the defending champs, they're going for a three-peat, everything's changed, all the trash is out of the league. You think they'll still be doing this? You think it's so ingrained that they can't help themselves? It's like a reflex. Now I have Now I have Duran Duran in my head. Yes, I like old music, okay? It's better than today's music. I like before my music better than today's music. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble. Too much caffeine. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Once again, Merry Christmas. Hope you had a great day, and I will talk to you. Oh, like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.